Okay, so the purpose of this code is to get the breakdance to dance, essentially, and this is what happens when you run the code. So first of all, the breakdance says let's dance for 2 seconds, as you can see in the code, and then there's a repeat statement which runs 4 times, and every time it runs, it changes x by 20, which basically just moves the sprite to the right, and so it'll move to the right 4 times, essentially. If I were to change the number of times this repeat statement ran, it would move the sprite more or less to the right depending on how many times it ran. Then after this repeat statement is done, we switch to costume 1A, and then we have a repeat statement which runs 10 times, and every time it turns the sprite 36 degrees clockwise, which will essentially just rotate the sprite in a full circle. And we can adjust the number of times this repeat statement ran to rotate the sprite less or more depending on our requirements. And then after the sprite is done rotating in a full circle, it says nailed it for 2 seconds. And then another repeat statement which runs 4 times, and it changes x by -20 each time it runs. So basically returns the sprite to its original position, and it's the opposite of the first repeat statement. So we can run this and see the sprite moves to the left 4 times. And then we have a repeat statement which runs 5 times, and it changes the size of the sprite by -10, which will essentially just shrink the sprite 5 times, as you can see here. So it will shrink 5 times. And we could run this repeat statement more to shrink the sprite more. For example, if you run it like 7 or 8 times, the sprite will shrink 7 or 8 times instead of 5. And then after the sprite is done shrinking, it switches to costume 1C, waits 1 second, and says bye for 2 seconds. And so that's my code.